In the research I do with colleagues on opinion dynamics, we are mainly interested in studying how very fundamental human principles of human interaction can lead to social outcomes like polarization. We know a lot from sociological work, from psychological work on how people really interact with each other, really influence each other. But we know relatively little in what happens if then many people in complex social contexts interact with each other based on those rules. So we study that with computer simulation models, getting to ideas about, well, how could polarization evolve? But we also study this then empirically. We go into the lab, we do experiments to study how people really influence each other, really interact with each other, feed that back into our simulation models and use that information. We also study this in the field, for example, in multi-ethnic school classes, where we look into how evolving social networks interact with attitudes kids have about other ethnic groups. I think a very important finding in our research is that consensus and societal integration are very fragile things. The fundamental principles of human interaction, like homophily, you want to interact more with people who are like you have a bias to believe more in what people say who are more like you. Such very fundamental human principles can easily lead to polarization if we are not very alert on what is going on, if we don't have institutions helping to prevent these outcomes. That is very important, one very important outcome we find. We also find that the way how institutions are designed, for example, in social media, can have a very big influence on whether polarization can come about or cannot come about. We also find that there is no easy answer to why polarization emerges, because people influence each other in very many different ways. In our lab experiments, we find very different forms about how people interact, how they influence each other. That's one of the main reasons why we need these models to better understand what is going on. I think that based on our research, but also based on personal experience and observation of society, an important recommendation would be do not too easily believe stories you hear in social media, media in general, or from other people in your social networks. We are all parts of complex systems. We are all subject to these human biases. We tend to believe the things that fits our worldviews best. We may be misinformed because we hear only one side of the story. So be aware that these social processes form and shape what is around you. That also means there are no easy answers. If anyone says in social media, for example, I have a very easy answer for this very complex societal problem, think about climate change, I would not trust it. I would say, look around at the information that is available, at the debates that are out there. Don't rely on one source only. And then form your own well-informed judgment. Because to solve these complex societal problems, we really need an open debate. We need to pool all the information we have. And we need to listen to other voices, but also listen to reason and facts.